What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat, and this is a run-it-back version of the Should You Take Blank 6-Star Gold series. So when our Seth video came out for Seth Rollins' Mutant Messiah, a few of you said, hey, that's not the way that you should run him. Now, those are always subjective unless the damage is objectively quite a bit better, but I've always run him triple red. In fact, I remember when the first preview videos came out, Merrick's was named something like Blast Build, Nah Fam, right? Because at before 6-Star Gold, triple red sub was phenomenal. But of course, subs don't carry over, at least not previous generation subs. But this is not only one of my favorite design characters, just look at that, just looks so stinking cool, but overall this is one of my favorite characters of all time, and I'm sad to leave him behind, so I'd be glad to see him come back. Here's how you suggested we run him: purple, yellow, yellow. 8 MP angled blockbuster, deal damage, choose 8 gems to make blast. 7 MP Falcon Arrow, deal damage, make 9 random gems into blast. And then the Frog Splash, 8 MP Yellow, deal damage, choose 7 random blast gems to destroy. And the pin bar will not move. That was always the big draw. It just never really hit the way people would like it to. My biggest struggle with this moveset, I'm not sure what order they'll release in, but I just finished recording Should You Take Zombie Cody 6-Star Gold, and my struggle with him is his move charge was just too high. And that's what you're going to run into as an initial problem here as well. 7 and 8 MP doesn't sound like a lot, but anything above 6 is really hard to get loaded starting turn 1 in feud. So you could, of course, build out with purely just MP trainers and get there, but then you don't have a lot of extra damage. Now the Titan Plate's going to proc that. So your options are, what I'm going to show you first is do the big damage hits and bring props. You know, props are more available than they used to be, so hopefully that's a way forward. So you need somebody that's going to buff out yellow, and then Santa. That's going to be 4, 5, plus your turn is 6. These are 7 and 8, so you're still going to need something there. Purple doesn't get started loaded turn 1 unless you add a purple trainer as well, but then you sacrifice 100% blast gem damage. And then you could, you're pretty much going to leave him here. So I'm going to run it this way and assume that you're going to run props. We don't have props on this account, so I can't show you it with that way. But what I can do is, or what you could do if you don't have props, is get the yellow loaded, destroy those blast gems, and then hopefully that reloads everything for you for the next set. But I'll run it both ways. On the strap and plates, we've got 50% gem damage, double fury 2, and this does have a 35% all gem damage, so closer to the higher end of what you can do because it's the candy store account. That's the way it's got to be. And then the Titan Plate, whenever you make 8 or more blast gems, increase the damage of all your gems. That is big for him because he does a no pin bar move. 200% for 2 turns. And then the Sheriff's Badge, whenever you break 15 or more red gems, generate 30 yellow gems, which that was specified on the request to do the red gems, but you'll notice we're not making any of these into red gems with this move set, which is what was also specified. So you could use this purple one right here to make red gems, and I'll maybe show that in a second. But otherwise, you're just hoping that the board blows up with enough of them, right? So let's take a look at him against Zombie Sammy. That means we have 2 turns to get going. Otherwise, he's going to sub us down. And there's not really a better option on the road here that we could use. So it is what it is. So we're going to throw out the blast gems. That is going to proc the Titan Plate once, going to cause all of our gems to go up by 200%. And then we're just at the mercy of hoping we can get yellow and purple reloaded, or yellow or purple reloaded. Technically, we should be able to take a swipe to get yellow reloaded. No, because we didn't do a match. Well, crap. Let's do that one. We'll see what his damage is from there. So we get to convert these to blast gems. So on the nice side with this, we are going to get to choose yellow purple. So what I typically do is make the X down the middle. Do like that. And then just go back and figure out which ones you needed to hit that you aren't. You can also do that and drop it there. Do that and drop it there to get most of the board. Okay, so there's your big X like that. So now we've procced the Titan Plate twice. Your red gems are doing 467, red with blast 600,000, purple with blast 500,000, black with blast 290,000. And then yeah, let me get the best shot. I'm actually going to lose that one, but be all right. Bam, bam. There we go. So still only 14 million. Yeah. Now we're going to get subbed, so I'm going to drop this one off and just call him good. So 14 million still. That's with the Titan Plate. Procced it twice. Obviously, it does keep building, but I'm still not seeing the appeal. Like, I know for those who said, hey, you ran him wrong, okay, sure, I would be glad to accept that, except for that still not doing the damage we want to see, and it is also going to take you a couple turns to get loaded. So the only way around that then would be to replace JBL, which I'll show you here real quick, with one of your purple trainers. There are two of them. We've got Woods ready to go. So now you've got purple and yellow getting close to ready, but still not ready turn one because it's 8 and 7. So again, with props, you're fine. I don't have props on this account. Unfortunately, they won't load them in. I've got two of them. You can see them at the bottom. They don't help me. I'd need a down black or an up purple yellow to make this work well. But we're going to try the board. We're going to try our luck at it and just see real quick how she does. So now nothing is loaded turn one. So same situation as I'm going to have last time. I don't have anything that will give me both yellow. That did it. Actually, fortune smiled upon us. So now I can show you what he would be like with those. But you've lost 100% gem damage through Bradshaw. Just saying. So now we can choose which gems we want, except for we've got 8 instead of 11. Still just enough to proc the Titan Plate, though. But we can go in, make our X, or at least most of it. There we go. And then allow this one to come in. But first, so red gems, 311. Red with blast, 380. Purple gems 267, black 191, and I don't have any yellows with a blast on it, so no thing there. All right, so now we get to do 9 more gems. Hopefully it lands fairly okay. We're going to miss that bottom corner more. I would have liked the top left to be more empty and the bottom right to be better, but it is what it is, because then we get to do this, and yes, this is the biggest trick for him. Boom. Hopefully you reload everything. That was only 16 million, which is not phenomenal, just saying. But as long as you can keep going, we can keep going. As long as we get these to hit what we want, it's still not moving the pin bar. We can keep going. Now this is where he starts to get interesting, right? So now we get to see what he does when he just keeps reloading himself. Let's see. I'm going to do that. I hate to miss that one, but I really don't want to miss that set again. And hope this gets that purple gem in the top left. So he's down to 16 million, so we should very easily kill him now, because now we're up to 937. Now we're up to 800k, and yellow 638. So let me hit this. It's going to win. I mean, we've got to at this point. It's blown up the whole board, all that damage, 32 million. Pin bar still didn't move. We could, of course, keep going if we wanted to get things done, but I'm just going to give it a quick that just to end the match. Bam. Yes, you could have done more damage there. That still hit for another 17 million. So not bad. Not bad at all. Yes, we won in one-ish cycle. We did have to eat a turn to get there, but we did get there, right? But it was very lucky. Without props, I don't recommend this. With props, yeah, you could very easily get to where you're hitting for 60, 70, 80, 90 million across the turn. Here's my holdback still, though. With the move charge and the way it's set up to where he needs to have either lots of props, or you put JBL back on, where you'd put JBL back on there, or where you need almost entirely MP trainers and he's still not loaded turn one. That's one disadvantage for me. The other one is, while it did do insane damage, like great choice, guys, it also was very, very clicky and very slow. Not everybody is going for feud. In fact, I don't go for leaderboards at all, but feud is very important in this game. And the reality is that if you're going to try to be a 100 million or 200 million, whatever the milestone war score requirement is, you've got to be winning your matches in a minute or so. And I just don't see this getting there that quick. So yes, he can absolutely do some insane damage at 6-star gold. He's one of my favorite characters, and still to this day, probably my favorite character design. Like this model right here is just incredible. If they were to ever give him a gear or a moment for some reason that allowed him to have some more MP or some additional blast gem damage to offset where JBL's not in there, I would say 100%. But as it stands, Cody with the Titan plate and a middle line bonus, Zombie Cody, is doing 70 to 100 million. Austin is doing 70 million. You just keep going down the list. Vader, which I know is a little different, but still similar with some of the play styles in that, is doing 50 to 70 million. So there's just other guys that can get there a lot faster than him. So I probably still am not going to take him up 6 gold on my roster, even though I do love him. I really do. But I could see why you might. He does have some utility. So anyway, that's the run it back for him. If you missed the first one, triple red was the move set, and it was a clear no. He's not worth taking up 6-star gold. So I'm glad to be wrong. The community has redeemed him a bit, and even though it's still a question mark, definitely doing some damage to get moving. So that's it for this one. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Like this video, subscribe to Champions Chat, and thank you to those who said, hey, you didn't do this well, why don't we correct it and try again? And for doing so in a constructive and not destructive or negative way, because I'm always glad to be wrong when it comes to characters being better than I thought they were, because that just benefits the community. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.